Oh my fucking God.
Haley, welcome to the first episode of our podcast. When I tell y'all it's been a long time coming, I'm not even joking. It's literally been like 4 hours. No, we've been at this since 11:45. It is almost 4 p.m.
This is my 13th reason.
Today is April 16th. And oh my gosh, y'all will know by the time you hear this the kind of weeks we've had. Haley just performed at the Mercury Lounge. She had a much slayer weekend than I did. My weekend was a little depressing. I lost my grandmother, unfortunately. And yeah,
I shouldn't have said that.
yeah.
I shouldn't have said that.
No, it's okay. She slays from beyond the grave. So we're here. Yeah, it's been a time. So we finally figured out how to do this. You know, we're always balling on a budget out here, as my producer Tim Qualls likes to say. So yeah, we finally found a way to make it work without breaking the bank and without losing our minds. I think they've already been lost, though. Let's be so for real.
My background is blurred because my room is trashed right now. And like, honestly, even with the blur, you can like kind of see how trashed it is. But, you know, that's where my mind is because my mental state reflects the way my room is. And right now,
Very
it's
real.
a mess.
Yep. Yep. That's okay. My mind's a mess. My heart is a mess. I also am shooting a short film this weekend as well. I literally, as soon as I get back from Denver, I will be on set the next day. So I'm like stressed out of my mind, as y'all can imagine. I haven't named this podcast yet, Haley. What are we calling this show? Like, first of all, let's talk about what this is gonna be. Our plan for this podcast is to basically document our songwriting sessions.
Yeah. Because we think that
So
we're really funny.
we
And
think
we
we're
also
funny and we're
write
gonna be
a lot.
really sad if y'all don't agree. Yeah,
Yeah, that would be so
exactly.
awkward. That'd be so awkward if
Yeah.
everyone's like, actually, you guys are so unfunny. And also,
Y'all are just
you're ugly.
mentally ill. You're not funny. You're just
You're mentally
mentally
ill.
ill.
You're ugly. And you're stupid.
Yeah. Well, clearly it took us the longest time to figure out maybe let's just do Zoom.
But we're really pretty though. We're really
We're really
pretty
pretty.
and
Watch
um
them disagree with that too. No, literally, because every time I go into an exam now, I have to go full glam because I'm like, guys, I can't be dumb and ugly at the same time. Like, I won't let it happen.
I'm dead. I'm
Simply
not wearing
won't.
any makeup right now. And honestly, I should be because I'm breaking out so badly. Literally, like it looks like I
It's
have a third
okay.
nipple on my chin.
It's
I
okay.
I have the
Natural
blur filter on
queen.
right now.
Oh, I have one on too. When you're out here, you know, with an app full of gorgeous, gorgeous girls, I just, you know, you got to give yourself all the steps ahead you possibly can.
No, whenever I get
Um,
stressed, I get like huge fucking cystic acne spots and
well,
like
this was a stressful day.
oh my god, literally I think that I gained 3 new friends on my face today. And by friends, I mean cystic acne.
I think I aged 10 years in the last 4 hours. So, anywho, we have not named the podcast yet. Maybe we'll if we haven't named it by the time the first episode is released, maybe we'll let the Reniacs and Fanatics come up with something. I really want something super, like, I want something like classic, like Call Your Daddy or, um, you know, and the writer is. Like, we need a really catchy name for this podcast.
Sluts.
Wait.
No, we can't. Or should we? No.
Or should we? No, but we could, but should we? No.
No.
Um, no, literally. I was like, wait, how can we combine slut with the word like chronically ill?
Um, chronically ill.
Chronically,
No.
klutzily. Then no.
Um,
No. Jail, prison, no. This first episode is not going to be a session, by the way, y'all. It's going to be us talking about a very exciting project that I don't know if that'll be out before the no, it's going to be like kind of announced with the podcast, I think.
yeah.
But don't hold me to that. We haven't gone quite there yet. But let's just talk about how we even got the idea for this. Like, basically, everyone knows that Haley and I work together a lot. It's honestly, it's only been a little over a year. Like I saw like the birthday for Me Attacking Me, which happy birthday Me Attacking Me. And I remember
Thanks.
we started writing not like just shortly before that came out.
Yeah, because
So
I
it's
remember
really
I
only
showed
been a
that to you.
year.
I showed that to you before I
Yeah.
posted it, and you were like, "Oh my god, it's gonna go viral." And then
Yeah, I predicted it.
yes,
I
and it
knew.
happened.
I knew. I always know. But yeah, so we so yeah, we've only been really writing together for like a little over a year, which blows my mind because I feel like we've been writing together my whole career. But we have,
There's
we've just gotten started.
there's some people where like they come into your lives and you're just like, wow, I feel like I've known you my whole life, and like that's how I feel about
Literally.
you.
We've been writing together a long time. We're soul sisters, soul songwriting sisters. And that's kind of all it's been, right? Like, she's co-written on y'all actually haven't heard the song that she wrote with me yet, but you'll probably hear. Yeah, you will have already heard it. It's called I Forgot How to Be Happy.
I love that
Haley was the
song.
co-writer on that. And I have penned many Haley Faye Rosenthal hits along with her lovely self and her team, which includes Olivia and Malcolm, as all y'all know.
And Jules.
But yeah, some of those include Tilda's I'll Get, Pity Party. think I think I covered it.
Heels will
But
get
yeah.
Pity Party, Lifeline.
Oh, Lifeline. Yeah,
Um,
how could I forget about the new one? Gotcha. Yeah. So point is we write a lot together, but that's all it's ever been. And of course the occasional social media post. And the meetup that happened in Dallas out of nowhere during winter break?
Um,
Yeah.
yes, and
Like
that's
December,
because
right?
no, it's so crazy too because
Yeah.
so Preston, for anyone that doesn't know, I feel like I talk about him a lot, but
Mhm.
some like he's not really on social media, but he's the best, and
We love
he lives,
Preston.
yes, we
Stan
love
Preston.
Preston. But
Preston gives us hope for men.
period.
I just had to
But
throw that out there.
but he grew up in Dallas, and so we were visiting his family for Christmas, and it turns out where he lives, I think, what was it like? You were 30 minutes away, something like that.
Yep. Preston
Um,
was yeah, he was in the burbs, and y'all know I just recently I'm in LA now, but like I lived in Oaklawn for like 2 years. My parents still live there. So what were the odds that you and Preston would be back in his hometown the
truly,
same week that I was back in Dallas? Like, what were the odds? It's so funny, y'all, because like we're musicians. We live in LA, New York. You think that would be much more plausible that that is where we would cross paths. It was Dallas, Texas. We had such a fun day. It was the best time.
yes, it was so fun.
It was
But
so fun. I
but yeah, what a
thoroughly
small
enjoyed it.
world. Truly, what a small world.
Small world. Um, and yeah, it was so funny too because Preston was like he has relatives that were from Highland Park, and I was taking y'all around Highland Park with the Christmas lights and everything, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I remember that house and stuff." And I'm like, "Oh my god!" Like I used to walk through this neighborhood like every day last year. Like this is so weird. So yeah, that's been the history between Haley and I. But recently, there's been something a little crazier that came out of our newfound friendship and working relationship. And it started with a little beat from our lovely Tim Qualls, who is based out of Houston, actually. Should we pull up the beat, Haley, that it started
Yeah,
with?
yeah.
I think we should pull up the beat. So this was a little beat that our lovely guy Tim Qualls sent. And for those of you who don't know, you can credit Tim Qualls with Go To Girl. It's a fan favorite for sure. Tim Qualls produced Go To Girl, and he also produced Bored Little Kid, which will have been out by the time you are listening to this. So
I listen to
here
Go to
is,
Girl on the subway all the time.
oh
Not
my
even
god,
kidding.
stop.
I
I
literally
listen
have
to
like my
Hilda's
friends
All
listen
Get
to it.
constantly. No,
Yes,
literally,
yes.
like the amount of times when that song comes on, and I'm so annoying. Like I will be in the car with my friends, I'll be like, or it'll just be one of your songs in general, and I'll be like, my friend sings this. My friend sings this.
Aw,
Yeah,
I
we
love
we
you.
wrote this together. Yeah. I actually just
Aw,
made a skit about it on TikTok of like POV, you're friends with like a singer or like that someone like a TikTok singer or whatever. Like
oh my god.
I love making fun of myself that because I know I'm annoying. Like I know I'm so annoying, but like I can't help myself. Okay, and Tim sent it to me, and a lot of times Tim sends me tracks, and I'll just top line. Top lining is when a songwriter hears like a beat or a chord progression that someone else might have made, and they kind of just throw them at them and be like, make something from this, make a lyric, you know, get some melody ideas. Sometimes full songs come out of it, sometimes it's just a vibe, but I'm pretty good at top lining. And so Tim would send me beats all the time, and one of them, he sent a beat called Pickaxe, and I was like, this is gonna be funny.
I love it.
Like, Pickaxe, imagine a song called Pickaxe, and this is the beat, and it's actually pretty sick. So we've heard this beat, and I wrote something in it, just like you know, as I do with Tim. And I'm pretty sure like I have the record of that too. But it was pretty much like this melody of like da 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 da. Pretty sure the original lyrics were like, you can hear it on something about I actually might have it. Hold on. Now I'm curious.
It should be in the doc, actually.
Surprise, I got another
That's me talking to Tim. I don't know if y'all can hear this.
surprise, I got another one for you. Just quickly came up with this too. This one plays more off of what you had already written, so we'll see if you like it. The people who make you feel small. You can feel it on New Year's Eve. Thinking of everything you should be by now. That feeling is a pickaxe chipping at my soul, picking out all the things that could go wrong.
So y'all can hear that there was quite a few bones to the song at that point. Like, I had this concept of Pickaxe. I knew I wanted to use that somewhere because that's just such an iconic song title. And I had like that melody of like da na 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 na. But there was, you know, it was a very, very raw, like scratched idea, right? Like, you know, there was not a full song there yet. So Haley and I had a session one day, and I presented this to her, and I was like, do you think there's something there? And Haley, what did you think when you first heard that idea?
Oh, I loved it. I loved it. It's giving Taylor.
Anywho, we end up writing a full version of Pickaxe, and it takes us like about like 3 sessions, I believe. I forget.
Yeah.
We actually, like, these days with Google Docs, you can legit go back and see. But we wrote this, gosh, this was like 2022, right?
Yes.
Or did
No,
no?
no, 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 no. Not
Last year was 2023. Oh my god, it was 2023.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So yeah, we made that in like April of last year. So I think it was like literally a year ago that we worked on this. But it took us a while. Like, we kind of went back and forth with it for a little bit.
And also there were a lot of pieces to the puzzle that came to be later on, such as, do you want to announce it or do you want me to announce it, or should we say it at the same time even though we haven't planned what we're going to say?
Let's go for the same time.
1, 2, 3. We're doing a collab.
Doing it live. It's a Rayleigh song. That sounds. It's a Heaney song. A Healy.
I'm absolutely dead. But
You're done.
You're done. It was originally supposed to be just your song, Rini, and
yeah.
then I think,
and I did record a demo. I feel like I
Yeah.
recorded like some stuff out with Tim because he produced the track a little bit more once he like heard what we were.
Told me that Tim had said that it could probably be a really cool duet. And
Yeah.
was it Tim or was it your voice teacher?
I forget. Chris, don't kill me if you're listening to this, but I want to say it was Tim. I
think
feel like it was Tim.
Also. It was like
I think Tim was like pointing it out, like, hey, this could be fire as a duet. And then we didn't really actually address it until like later last year, right? Like, I remember we were talking details with Tim and everything like in December.
Yeah. And
yeah.
And then you asked me and I was like, oh my god, yeah, I'd love to be on this with you. And originally I think we were thinking of doing it as me being featured on it, but now we're co-releasing it.
Yeah, it's literally like it's a joint song. It's a joint team. And because Haley and I are overachievers, we couldn't just have a song together. We had to start a full-on podcast.
Well,
and this was also like literally supposed to be a joke.
Our fan bases cross over so much. And like
that's the thing. It just made sense. And it was really funny because it was literally, I just joked around one day and I'm like, Haley, we write every week basically, or we try to. And I remember we were like, once again, you were going off on some unhinged story and I was making comments about it that I thought were personally hilarious and you very much agreed. And I was like, oh my gosh, imagine if people could like listen to a podcast of our sessions. Like, that'd be so funny. We're so funny. And we were like, and you were like, wait, that's actually a genius idea.
Yeah.
And then we went down a rabbit hole for like 15 minutes about a potential podcast stream. And we were like, okay, but like if we're gonna do this, we need to like have meetings. Like it's giving like bus, another club, receipts, proof, screenshots, everything. Like we literally were like, okay, if we're gonna do this, we're not gonna just do a cute little side podcast. Like we're in it to win. And pretty much we sorted out all the details, did all the boring stuff that, you know, we as independent artists and business women have to do. And now we've been on this mission to start recording this podcast and get this first episode down. Basically, the way we plan on doing this, so don't hold this to us because we're just girls and we're just figuring it out and we might change our minds later. So don't be mad at us if we have to do it differently. But what we were basically planning on doing is creating, like, basically after we release a song, from this point forward, the sessions will be recorded and each song will be like a new season of the podcast. So basically with Pickaxe, because we didn't know we were gonna have a podcast, obviously we didn't record like the sessions, but you're basically getting an episode right now talking about the process of Pickaxe. The next episode, we're gonna be in the studio in person in Houston, Texas, with my lovely Tim Qualls singing, producing, recording this whole thing. And then the final episode will be us back in Dallas doing photo shoots, content shoots, everything for you lovely people to enjoy and consume. And that's code for please support it. Please help us. We're putting a lot of effort and a lot of money into it.
Please.
Especially Haley. Haley's literally flying down to Dallas for this. So y'all have to be nice and support the song and the podcast, please and
Please,
thank
I'm
you.
begging you, buy our merch.
Buy the merch. It'll be really funny. I can promise that.
Yes. We're really
So
really
yeah, that's the plan. And moving forward, all the songs we write together are going to be documented, which I think is honestly, podcast or not, that's really cool that we'll have like video sessions of that to look back on. But I think it's even cooler for the fans.
Also, I know that I know that my background is blurred right now, but this will be our last podcast session with in my current room because I am moving. Woo!
Yes.
I actually got the confirmation that we got the apartment while I was on the phone with Rini.
While we were agonizing and dying and crying and screaming, crying and throwing up.
That's another thing. Preston and I are moving in together. Woohoo!
Woo! So many updates on this podcast. This is gonna be so cute to talk about our life updates on these.
Oh, but just like on the topics of like of apartments. So part of the reason why we were able to get approved for this apartment is because Preston and I were lying and saying that we were engaged because no one wants
Period.
to rent to a young couple.
Very
We
true.
found that out the hard way, so we are addressing each other as fiancés. If you are my realtor and you are seeing this episode, no, you did not. No, you.
That's so funny. I can't.
If you are the landlord.
Yeah, no, it'll be out way after you're moved in. Then what can they say? Like literally, go find one of your rings and just put on. Be like, what do you mean? He proposed. What do you mean?
Yeah, what do you mean?
What are you saying? What are you saying, realtor? Are you saying that Preston's breaking up with me? Oh my god. No,
Wait, can you hear the sirens?
I can't actually.
Oh.
This Zoom like audio perfection's kind of eating right now, not gonna lie.
Oh, period.
It's gonna be a ride. We still haven't named it yet.
The illest.
The what?
The illest. Like
What is that? Oh my god, stop. Now I get it. Now I get it. And it's kind of funny. It's kind of funny.
so I'm what they call in the music industry disabled. Woo!
That's just how I process it. That's how I get through life is I laugh at myself over and over again until it doesn't hurt anymore.
When Poppy died, for people who don't know on the podcast, Poppy is my grandpa, and he passed away not like honestly like kind of in the same time frame as your grandma. Like it's like
Yeah, it's actually kind of freaky.
I hope that they're friends right now.
Yeah, they're probably bonding right now, being like, yeah, our granddaughters are so cool. No, they're like, oh my God, what are these two idiots up to now?
But when he died, and I flew to Florida, my one of my really really good friends texted me and was like, "Oh my God, you're gonna be in Florida. We should go clubbing. Dot 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 for Poppy." And I was like, "Yes, obviously,
Yeah.
yes." And so when I
Yes.
got to Florida, literally that night, we went bar hopping, and every single drink that we had, we were just like for Poppy, and
Period. For Poppy.
because this is how I grieve.
Literally. No, it's so real. It's so real. I feel like funerals are also celebrations of life. You know, you got to it's so sad, and obviously you got to respect the like somberness of it, but like at the same time, I know personally that if people aren't dropping it like it's hot at my funeral and like having the time of their lives, I don't want it.
Oh yes, pop your
So,
pussy at my funeral or don't come.
please,
And on
please.
that note,
And for the love of God, if the mortician doesn't shade match me correctly, I will scream from beyond the grave.
dead ass, me too.
I
Also,
will not go back to Yellow Foundation. Our first podcast episode. Thank you
yes,
so much, Haley.
thank you so much, Rini. This is gonna be really
Thank
fun.
you. This was so fun. It was only took us 5 hours to set up, but now we know what to do.
Yes,
And we will see y'all very soon.
yes. See you.
That feeling's a big. Wait, we can like fade out with this. That could be like, wait, it's the theme song for the podcast.